Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Amplid Morning Glory. This board features Amplid's cruise camber, which is rocker in the nose, camber underfoot. That camber is going to give you all the load, pop, snap, and drive for the snowboard, while that rocker in the nose is going to give you ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as more optimal powder float. This board is only available in 160. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a day that was sunny bluebird. There was 5 inches of fresh snow. You had chopped and chunder underneath it, light dusting on top of the groomers, so you had that firm corduroy, and you had leftover POW for good measure. And I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. With this board, you have a fully directional flex, meaning softer nose, progressively stiffening up back towards the tail with a key defined flex point right inside that front insert pack. When you flex that and load it up with pushing your knee into the center of this board and slightly bending your knee back, it actually elevates that nose, giving you more optimal powder float. The torsional flex is not underwhelming, but not overwhelming. It's just that perfect blend so you can ankle steer this board when you absolutely have to. And when it comes to stability, you've got width, camber, and the flex pattern working with you to make a stable ride that plows through chop and chunder and stays on top of just death divots and everything. It's a smooth, consistent ride that still remains lively, which means it's not a damp, lifeless turd. The snap is there with this board, and it doesn't take a lot to load that camber section up. It's got decent rebound, which is consistent and predictable. There's no guesswork with this board. You load it up, you know you're gonna pop. Are you gonna make it over what's in front of you? Probably. If not, suck your knees up and you probably will. Overall, it's just a good board for tooling around the mountain, popping off side hits, porpoising in fresh snow, and boosting off a cat track gap. So when it comes to buttering with this board, you got a lot of width and you got rocker in the nose. You pop that 180, it's gonna lock in and then hold until you wanna disengage, and you get a little bit of snap out of it, which is nice because it helps you pop that 180 back around. With the tail, it's high-speed wheelies for days. That's pretty much what you're getting with it. So one of the big things to talk about with carving on this board is the actual width of it. As this is a wider board, those of you with a smaller foot are probably going to think that it's a little bit sluggish edge to edge. For the rest of us with a normal foot or even a wide, it's not. What's nice is you engage a carve outside that front foot, but it takes over right inside where that flex point is, and that lets you drive and steer this board with relative ease. Short, tight, quick carves do take a little bit more effort to engage, but those medium, long carves where you're swooping from one side of the trail back to the other, or a deep Euro carve, it comes naturally. There's a consistency with this board that you're locked in when you're on edge, and you know you're gonna be able to hold that carve until you want to disengage it. Who's this board for? The POW chasing free ride guy that likes to cruise. There's a level of consistency when you hop on this board. You know what you're gonna get. You can pop a pillow, slash a straight line of POW, and throw up a good spray when you need to. It's just consistent. There's no guesswork with this board. You get on it, you know how it's gonna ride, and it just works. Comparable boards: the K2 Excavator, the Battalion Camel Toe, the Nitro Dinghy. Binding recommendations: the Rome Katana, the K2 edition, the Jones Mercury. This has been my review of the Amplid Morning Glory. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.